What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come talk some Phillies baseball with us. We'll try to do it. Let's go. Let's go. This ain't the fuck like oh, this game he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
Aaron, you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Got to make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, Uncle Sweeps. Look at that. We'll just bring it from.
There's the sweeps.
Somebody gave Greg a button. Now Greg's got a button. Now
I'm done. I'm out.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, now this guy's got
giving Greg buttons.
We give Greg buttons. You know we're failing. We just failed as an organization. We're almost like the Phillies, right? They give Joe a button, and here they are.
All I need is Greg to get a fucking little notebook in front of him like Joe.
Yeah, I mean, come a long way. I got pass posted there. I mean, no text. Pass posted. That's it.
Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We'll do Crumb of the Week at the end of the show. Warriors, Mavs, live reactions. That game probably off right now. Phillies struggles continue. Phillies salvage a win. All that's going to tie into our poll question brought to you by FanUp. And you can get 20 – sorry, FanUp, that's a different one. It's brought to you by FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NBA contests. Now they have daily MLB contests as well. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points. That's a $50 value. FanUp, you can download it right on the Apple Store. Go check them out. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. So interactive. And once football season's back, they're also rocking and rolling with football too. So our poll question for tonight's show. There's the old Joe. We told you it was coming. Joe Girardi should be on the hot seat as a manager. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, comment in, tell a friend to tell a mother friend. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Anybody that disagree, I think should just be maybe just take a step back, punch himself.
I'm not even sure he's on the hot seat. I think he should have been fired already.
Hot seat, absolutely. Every manager that isn't living up to expectations to be on the hot seat. That's just common sense. That's just 101. What I will say about all of this, even though I agree to the poll question, we ran another guy out who wasn't good enough. We witnessed it. We all saw it. But that guy just finds ways to win games somewhere else now. So as much as I'm putting this on the manager because he's the head of it, right? He's the leader of the pack. I get it. Man, there's a lot of money on this goddamn roster, and what's going on is unacceptable. And anybody thinks it's okay or it's early, miss me, all right? Because supposedly the best catcher in baseball, all right, is a flat-out joke, and it's a line of disgrace. And if there was another player in this city or other players, this dude would be getting smoked. And honestly, he doesn't get smoked enough. What happened today at third base? We'll get into all of it in a little bit, but I got to get it off my chest. I'm fired up. What happened today at third base is little league stuff, JT. That's little league stuff. And don't tell me about the third base coach when 30,000 people are hooting and hollering. All right, you play baseball your whole life. If you're falling for that, that means you're just not focused and you're not engaged in what you're doing. That's all that tells me. Okay? And anybody wants to make excuses for it, miss me again. Because I've witnessed other players get smoked in this city for far less. For far less. He's been atrocious at the plate, and everybody wants to keep telling me best catcher in baseball. Honestly, he's not top 3 right now, and you maybe not top 5 the way he's playing right this minute. Not top 5. I don't care. I can go find you 5 that are playing better right now. And all the people tell me how good defensively he is. Again, another miss. Another miss.
No one steals.
Please. Nobody steals anymore. And how many? Listen, we teach catchers at a young age about framing and working, right? And sticking. That guy hasn't stuck nothing. All right, hasn't stuck nothing. I'm not gonna say the last part of it, but he hasn't stuck nothing. Okay, and it's that simple. That's my little rant about JT. But I agree. But listen, it's players play. Right, we talk about it in all sports. Is sometimes a different voice good? Yeah, we went and hired a guy that we thought was a baseball guy. Right, we got rid of the coconut oil, right, and spitting out ice cream, and we went and got a guy that we consider a baseball guy. We were all happy with the signing. Did we automatically assume we were running the Broad Street? No, but everybody on this panel and everybody in this city was extremely happy to get rid of what we had and bring in a baseball guy who's won somewhere. Same way with Brett Brown and Doc Rivers. It's the same thing. It's almost like mirror images of each other. It's the same thing. We wanted accountability. We thought we were getting it with Doc. We wanted accountability. We thought we were getting it with Joe. What we're finding out is we're not. We're not. Why? Because players play. All right. I forget the coach's name for Boston, but they interviewed him like before the game 7 in the in the semis, right? And he said, "Hey, like, this is
Udoku.
Yeah, Udoku. He said, team's not going to beat anybody today. It's what players are going to come play today, right? And it's not taking it. He's not deflecting it. He's just being honest. Like, are my stars going to come play today? And it's the same thing in every sport. Coaching puts you in a position to be successful, right? And managing bullpens and 162 and other things like that, so important. So I agree he should be on the hot seat. Absolutely. But the devil's advocate side that I don't know if we even will get into is, I mean, how many times are we going to keep giving all this money passes? How many? How many are we going to keep giving the organization that puts the roster together passes? I mean, because then we're just deflected. We're deflected from the real problem, all right? You put a lineup together, it's cute. You can lose a lot of baseballs, all right? But the amount of strikeouts that I've watched from this baseball team, they ain't winning shit, all right? They ain't winning nothing if you want to strike out this much. All right, put the Mets. The Mets are getting great starting pitching. That's my last thing. The Mets are getting great starting pitching, right? We all know that. Okay, they've been getting great starting pitching. But you know what? They lead the league in balls in play. They have the least amount of exit velocity in Major League Baseball. The least. So all the exit velocity jerk offs, they're last in the league in exit velo. So what does it matter? Putting balls in play is way more important than you hitting a ball 112. That jerked me off because that 112 swing can also miss you a lot of pitches too. All right, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching big leaguers not make adjustments. I'm sick of giving passes to everybody else with the guys playing. All right, and Joe, yes, he's the leader of the pack. And if your baseball team is failing, you should absolutely be on the hot seat. But even if Joe does get fired, let's not run from the other problems that are going on here, okay? That's all my point is. And I'm not giving Joe a pass. I think he's been downright awful, all right? I'm just saying let's not run from the other elephants in the room here. Like best catcher in baseball, they got 3 years left paying a boatload of money, the most money ever given to a catcher. And I'm sorry, I'm not just picking on him, but I got to. Because I feel like he doesn't even play. We talk about this in other sports. Like, did he even play today? Did that guy even play? Did he play? Because I'm sick of giving free freaking passes. Oh, he runs great. So what did he freaking do? He runs great. Who gives a shit?
He's not
great athlete. I know this, and I love JT. Let me make this clear. I love JT, but I'm going to call it how I see it. I promised people when we did shows 8 years ago that I'm just going to speak as a fan and how I see shit. That doesn't mean I'm not wrong plenty. All right, I'm saying guy said after a Dubal 50-game on-base streak that he was going to be an MVP. He fucking stinks, okay? So I've been wrong plenty. But this guy is supposed to be one of your leaders. This guy's supposed to be a leader. It's a joke. I'll crush Harper when he's inconsistent and stinks. So nobody gets a pass in sports in the city of Philadelphia when it seems like, are you batting like 240, bro? And everybody's like, batting average doesn't matter. Yes, it does, though. It does.
When you're not hitting home runs or driving runs, and it damn well matters.
I mean, this ain't Adam Dunn's. We want a bunch of Adam Dunn's. Oh, you can bat 190 if you lose 35. I'm going to lose a ton of games then.
I'll take that, though, at this point from him, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because he's been so bad, I at
35.
least take that, right? I mean, you look at, I mean, Tommy, to your point, right? You look at Alec Bohm. That ball doesn't get in play. If he strikes out today, we lose the game. He puts that ball in play. It's a fairly routine ground ball that Muncy just boots, right? And Alec Bohm is exactly that type, right? He's batting right around 300. He's not losing a lot of baseballs though, but he's batting about 300. So there's your give and take, right? He's on base more, but he's not losing baseballs. What do you it's almost like, pick your poison. Do you want a guy to lose 10 like Schwarber, right? Do you want a guy to lose 12 baseballs and bat 180? Or do you want a guy to bat 290 and lose 4 baseballs, which is where he's at, right? But not. I mean, to the poll, I agree. I agree with Wilson. I probably would have fired him already. But that's not to say exactly, Tommy, what you just went on a rant on as well, right? It's not the only problem going on, right? And I'm glad you brought up the Doc comparison because I think that fits so perfect, right? We had in Gabe and in Brett, we had guys in here and we replaced them with guys that we thought were going to be different and we thought were going to be better. And then we realized that they're not different. They're just the same guy they've always been in their own individual career. We just assumed and hoped it was going to be better than what we kind of already had here. Yeah, and it hasn't turned out that way.
Your star player said it too, right? I mean, he said, hey, when are we going to, we keep talking about coaches, but, I mean, the players got to get it done. And that's Joel said that. And that's putting the onus on him. Like, that's putting everything on his shoulders saying, hey, listen, I'm not saying the guy's perfect, but, we put it all on coaching when I'm the one out there playing. I mean, and listen, if they go hand in hand as a coaches, like we all, like 3 out of the 4 of us have done here, right? We understand that we play a part. We do. But I also can't go hit for you. I can't have a good at bat for you. There's certain things I can't do for you, right? Hey, a good change in, going to the right arm, right? Or making the right substitution, right? For a pinch hitter, right? Because now there's a DH, right? But making the right substitution for a pinch hitter feels, right? Of course. Nobody's ever going to take that away. But I'm also not going to strike out 12 times for you. And that's what this line has been doing. What do we want him to do? Start bunting? With what? Start playing small ball? With what? I mean, it might be the slowest lineup of all time. Arguably the slowest lineup ever assembled, besides probably like a 1940s Yankees team, right? You know what I mean? Like the slowest lineup of all time.
And strangely, for a while, we were stealing bags too, which was fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like those are things that are fun. But yeah, I mean, it's too many bad stretches of baseball, too many bad approaches that are obviously coming either from Kevin Long or from Joe himself, right? I mean, you could almost put Kevin Long in that same conversation, right? In that same thing. Like you're supposed to be this guru and I'm not saying, who knows, right? You can put somebody's got to be on the hot seat at this point though. And I agree. I would put Joe there.
Yeah, and if they fire Kevin, they should blow up the whole organization. And I'm not giving Kevin a pass, but like hitting coaches at the big league level jerk me off. All right, because you got to try to
get your fall guys though. You
got to try to get guys to make adjustments at that level. I mean, he's lucky Mickey made an adjustment for him just because he was failing. He was failing so bad he didn't have a choice to make an adjustment.
He's like, what else I got to lose?
Yeah. Hey, Mick, you want to get a little closer or whatever it was, further away from whatever it was, right? But and now we're begging for Mickey Monack. And look at us. Right? I'm begging for when's Mickey back? I'm like checking. I'm trying to read articles.
This week.
Freaking joke.
We can fucking send Odubel to the sun once that happens.
I love that he gave him money and he has to freaking eat it now. I love it. I love his stupid money. He gave him like guaranteed like $5 million or something. Like what?
It might have been more than that actually.
It might have been.
Right.
I'm gonna be lowball. I'll take healthy Roman over Odubel all day and twice on a doubleheader on Sunday.
Yeah, I can't see Odubel swing at balls in the dirt anymore. Right now, he's at the point he catches one of these like it's for a month long too, where he just swings at every pitch. It doesn't matter where it's at. Every pitch he swings at. It's like, dude, are you even seeing the baseball, dude? It's crazy to me. But honestly, I would have fired Joe. And I hear you, Tom. I understand that the players have to play, and it's not on him. But he's not helping the players at all. First off, he changes the lineup every day. What are we doing? What can we get some consistency? There's a thing about consistency. Baseball's a consistency game. What are we doing? I don't think you never succeed when you constantly change the lineup, in my opinion. And he constantly changes the lineup. And how about the fact that why the fuck is Gene Segura never leading off? Why is Gene Segura, our best hitter, arguably, or at least the best at putting the ball in play, not batting leadoff and put Schwarber and Hoskins 6-7 and just leave them down there and just let them hit down there. Fucking stop putting them up at one.
Let's find if one of them
stop
start
putting them up at one. I don't understand why Gene's never let off. I don't, but just stop. Just stick with a lineup. Stop fucking constantly removing it. Whatever. Just stop. Just stick with it.
That guy off. You know what I mean? A guy who works
with the fucking lineup. It's driving me crazy. And the whole time he's been here, he's sucked with the bullpen, but he still sucks with the bullpen. He doesn't know when to pull guys out. Guys look great for an inning. He leaves them in for a second inning. What are we doing? What are we doing?
There was a reason why Harp had a million solo home runs last year, is because the idiots in front of him were feast or famine. You know what I mean? So it has nothing. Stop looking in the goddamn notebook and go back to guys that are going to fucking, obviously create some pressure up there and not just get on base, produce, average wise. It's just like, Schwarber and those guys, like, they're feast or famine. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just
when he leads off with a homer, but
doesn't
out 4 times in a game.
It's the same game. It's the same game it was 200 years ago. There's no reason. The leadoff guy is a guy that's he should get on base, can run a little bit, and then you have those special guys, those generational guys like a Ricky Henderson and Soriano for those years when Soriano was doing it. You know what I mean? A guy that can leave the park. You know what I mean? That's just a special breed. You know what I mean? But gone are the days of a guy that can get on and steal you second and third. You know what I mean? I don't understand why the game has changed so much. It's fucking sickening. And I said that, and people don't want to hear it. They're just like, you don't want to change. You know what I mean? That's fine. It's just
all about that money.
Well, what do you have to lose? What would you have to lose?
It's a terrible product. It's a terrible product, and it's trickled all the way down. It's trickled all the way down, to the youngest level. The youngest level. Right now, everybody hits everything in the air. Right? I can't even get the kids that are not even physically mature yet. They hit a ground ball hard or hit a line drive somewhere because everybody's still trying to fucking jack. I said, dude, you can't even barely hit it out of the infield. Right? Hit a ground ball, please. Hit a hard ground ball somewhere.
Well, the problem is what you just said. I mean, we teach, not we, but people out there that are in the business, they teach the youth what the 1% does. All right. So, and I tell my kids all the time, if you're going where they're teaching you what the 1% does, fire that guy. Okay. Because you got to become the 1%, right? You got to get to become the 1%. And the way you're going to do that is not popping baseballs up, not trying to hit underneath the baseball. All right. We want to barrel it up. We want to hit line drives. Obviously pop-ups happen, but we're not trying to dip and drop, right? We're not trying to lift baseballs, right? And it's you're right. It's wrong at every level. But like the one guy, what's the worst that can happen at this point if you're trying to do some things and create some havoc? Like if it's not going to be Gene, right? Then put Roman in for a week. Let him lead off for a week. We got to lose. You got nothing to lose offensively than trying to create a spark. So you want to doable? I wasn't going to say that exactly. I said I would never play.
Well, I'm saying, but that's who you have. That's who he would replace.
No, I'm saying Roman. I'm saying Roman.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm saying, but that's who you'd have to lose. You'd have to lose the Double, which who cares?
Going first, second, and third.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm with you.
No, I know.
You didn't get it.
There's a reason. There's a reason why the other guy's winning, though. You understand? So everything he did here, and we crucified him for, and we didn't like him, and we were justified, right? Because he had talent here, dude. All right, what he's got now is a bunch of guys. Just got a bunch of guys. He's got a 25 man roster that are buying in. Like he doesn't have any superstars, right? And they win a lot of games. You know what I mean? It's this superstar mentality is what ruined the game. You know what I mean?
They've been on the struggle bus recently.
Those guys don't want to do the little things. Yeah, I mean, he's never going to win a World Series, but I'm saying, you know what I mean?
I still think that they're Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt They're the two Brandons. They're run by the two Brandons over there. As soon as Crawford and Belt are going, the Gabe Copper's going to go right down the shitter.
But that's the thing about, like, we were talking about, steal second and third. Like, what do you got to lose by trying to lead him off a little bit, trying to create some havoc? Not saying he's going to get on base, but, I mean, you have nothing to lose offensively. So, like, again, he hasn't done a good job at all, but either's his guys, right? So, I mean, this is a combination of a lot. Right? And we talk about the bullpen, and I hear those complaints loud and clear, but, I mean, shit, we doing a better job with that pen?
I mean, the problem, the pen stinks regardless.
I'm asking you.
I hear you. I would like to say yes, but who knows? I'll tell you, what's crazy is that the guy that's the most shaky is supposed to be our closer. Knebel, it drives me crazy. I can't watch Corey Knebel pitch right now. He does the one thing I hate the most is he walks the first guy every fucking time. There's a special place in hell.
Today he did it in extras, and it's just like, what are you doing? Why you walking Freddie Freeman to get the Trey Turner?
I don't
that's
care
not
if
smart.
you throw right down the middle to him. You can't walk him. I don't care.
Well, today he throws 2 fastballs to Trey. He's late on both of them, right? And then he goes to the curveball. Like, dude, if you're going to throw it, you got to bounce it. I mean,
it was a hey, hit me please curveball. Hit me please.
It's the little things, and that goes to my catcher. That goes to does it feeling the game out? Like, come on. I mean,
thank God they got a win today, because that would have been a fucking brutal loss.
Like, the guys pay attention to that. Like, I feel like certain managers don't pay attention to what's happening during the game. But then again, like we sat here on these airways for a long time, getting the other guy out of here because we watched him and his nonsense, right? So again, he is the leader of the pack, but this team as a whole, like we talk about with the superstars supposedly on this team, they got to be better. They got to be better, and it's as simple as that. I mean, you're losing right now. I mean, you're 4 out of the last wild card, right? You're 8 out of the division. I mean, I know it's early still, because at one point 4 years ago, they were like the hottest team in baseball at this time, right? So there's plenty of time to make up for it. But that time is getting smaller and smaller right now, and I paid to have an explosive offense. Like, I paid to outmash you, right? So if I'm not outmashing you, and this whole series and the series before, they got great pitching. So I don't even want to hear about the pitching. They got great pitching over the last 6 games.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think our starting's been very good. Yes,
create a little bit of pressure. Like, you're an error away from wasting a tremendous outing from Zach Eflin. You know what I mean? And you lose the 3. And it's not a what spell. I'm not playing the woulda coulda game. I'm just saying you're a major league, grown man making an error from losing 3-2. You know what I mean? 3-2, and Eflin pitched tremendous, right? So there's no reason that this offense can't create a little bit of pressure and score you 4 or 5 runs. You know what I mean? I know hitting's not. I'm not saying it's easy. It doesn't have to be easy if you create a little pressure. You know what I mean? You don't have to. You ain't got to fucking have 12 hits a game. All right, but if you open up a hole here, open up a hole there, you get a guy on third, less than 2. You play Pepper with the second baseman. You start finding other ways to score other than getting hits. I mean, like, you don't have to have 15 hits a game to win games.
No, you don't.
He spun her. Oh my goodness, Steph.
I mean, like today. I mean, like, ground balls take bad bounces, right? That's exactly what happened to Muncy today. I mean,
he let that eat him up.
No, he did. I'm not saying.
But that's what you do when you put Max Muncy at second base, though. Like we always say, that's on the Dodgers, really.
When we watched it again, it took a little bit of a hop on him. Now, listen, 99%.
He's got to charge that ball there.
Yeah, 99% of the time, guys are gonna. That's easy, and they'll adjust to the hop and keep it in front of him and still throw.
It definitely took a bad hop, but because he let it fucking eat him.
But we'll take it, because today was like
we fucking needed.
Saturday, Wills was a must win. I mean, today became like, you don't win today, just don't even go to Atlanta. Now
pack it up. Go to
Atlanta series. I think we're what? Are we 3 in Atlanta? Or are we 4?
3 in Atlanta, 3 in New York.
Okay, so we have Thursday off, I assume then.
No, you're right. 4. It is 4 in Atlanta.
4 in Atlanta. Okay, so listen, I mean
4 or 3, and then we're back home, and then we have the Angels at some point coming up.
Coconut oil.
Do you play
and San Fran?
The Phillies played the Nationals like 20 in a row. Like,
I was gonna say.
I hope so.
At least we're getting the Braves, Swips.
Is it a 10-game home and away series? Is that what Manfred did? He's like, hey, like Phillies Nationals play 10-game home and away. You know, see you in a month. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Middle of next month, we do get them for 5 on a weekend, a doubleheader.
You have to. I don't think he played for that.
Sweeps. I was saying that the other day. I'm like, are the Braves and Nationals in our division? When are we going to play? These two teams stink. We haven't played them yet.
What you wish for. Now we'll go lose 3 or 4 to Atlanta. We're begging for.
Yeah, we get Giants and we come home to Giants and Angels after that.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch.
Everything's tough. I mean, nothing's easy. So, I mean, are you gonna? They played a little bit better on the road when they went out west. Hopefully, a road trip. I mean, they got to go take 3 or 4. I mean, I don't know how much I've got to say it. Honestly, they got to win 8 in a row. I mean, they got to bring me back in. Right now, I'm not in. I'm off the boat. When they were out on the West Coast, they brought us all back in for a minute, right? All back in for a minute. But then you come back and you play like this, right? So now you got to use things, right, to be able to. We talk about the contagious part of baseball, right? Right? You know, I saw it today. You know, right? You don't hit as a group, you don't hit. It's how it goes, right? And it feels like nobody can hit when you can, or if you're hitting, then everybody's hitting. It's how it goes on all levels, right? But you got to carry this over now. Like, granted, you got bailed out for a dub today, but you got to carry it. They have not carried momentum all year. Let's be real. They have not. The big walk-off comeback from the Mets. I did a video. I look like a jackass. All right. Boom. You get punched in the mouth the next night. Like, no, that equals a team that's not good enough. That's what that tells me. Because if you can't ride momentum, then you're not good enough. It's a momentum sport. More than any other sport ever played, this sport is so built off of contagiousness and momentum. It just is.
Well, that was as you said, that was like the last West Coast road trip, right? We played really well out West. Could have probably won. You know, we lost that last game to the Dodgers, which sucked. And then someone made the decision. Someone made the decision to put Bryce under the needle while he was scorching hot. And I still think someone needs to own up to that. Whether that was Joe, whether that was
already
Bryce,
done.
whether that was front office making that decision.
I know it. I looked into it. Greg. It's because they set it up to be done in L.A. while they were out there. Like, they had already made the plans.
There's these things called private jets. Whenever he goes,
I'm just telling you,
when he goes 0 for 12. When he goes 0 for 12, send them out for the shot. Right?
You're 100% right on all that, Dad. But I saw what you did. I saw what you did. Yeah, I mean, instead of going, hey, was it Bryce's idea? You went Joe first. I see you, Dad.
Of course I did.
They definitely had it set up out there for sure. I know that.
And it makes sense, right? But it was just the wrong timing, and someone needs to answer for that.
But no. That's 100%.
And the lineup's got to pick it up, though.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
The lineup's got to pick it up. There's too much money.
He can miss a couple games.
That's the point, Greg. That's the point.
You're absolutely right. If there was no DH, he'd be on the IL right now. He wouldn't be playing this whole year if there was no DH. So
Greg,
then what?
Greg got a torn UCL, right? Okay, and tearing his UCL. And that guy's on fire. All right, and he's got to get the shot because, like you said, it was pre-planned, or like Will said, fine. Okay, I'm sure he doesn't want to because he's scorching, right? He's got common sense. Now, hey, Nick. Hey, JT. Hey, Reese. Right? Hey, Schwarbs. Hey, Gene. I mean, I can go down on the list. Hey, Alec. I'm not even going to hit Gene and Alec, right? Hey, the guy they just paid a shit ton of money to. Hey, Schwarber, Castellanos, and JT. Are you guys alive? So Schwarber comes back and strikes out 45 times this week. Like, without Harper. And everybody's like, well, he's a what do they say? He's the straw that stirs the drink. Fuck you. All right, there's enough straws here to stir a drink. Miss me with he's the only straw. If this was last year's team, right with you. Okay? Not this year. He can miss a couple games and this lineup should still be good enough to joke. And at home. And at home.
There's the other side of it. At home.
Losers. Castellanos, I've got a bad feeling about now. He moved into Ben's house. That's nothing but bad news. I mean, we need to get the Woody. We need to get the freaking Woody call it thing. We need to freaking clear out any bad vibes.
You need some sage. You need some sage in there.
You can go burn sage throughout the house.
I need Reggie Bullock to hit a shot or cut his hair, one or the other.
Can I ask you a question about JT? And this is going like we talk about Cedric Mullins, for instance, right? Just use him as an example, right? We all like Cedric. I'm not saying he's best center fielder in baseball, right? But we all like Cedric. But sometimes, when you play in an environment where nothing's expected, is it easier, right? And I bring that up because JT was in Miami, and there's no expectations. So you learn about a player when there's expectations, right? Harper, expectations here. He goes, wins the MVP. Okay. Right. JT, expectations, a lot of money come with those expectations. And some guys' buttholes clench, and they aren't built for that. Right. And he's starting to smell like a guy who ain't built for the stage. And I don't want to just be a JT hate fest. Right. But that's the guy I got to look at. That's $100 million man. That's got to be better.
I'm with you.
He's not
listen,
good.
nothing gets by him.
I'll
I'll give you that. Nothing gets by him. Okay, I will say that he's a great catcher at blocking the baseball, keeping it in front of him. He's phenomenal at it. But like you said, he's not very good at getting strikes. He's not good at getting at framing pitches. He's not very good at getting strikes for his pitcher. And he's got a great arm, but no one runs. So fuck does that matter? And he's not hitting. He's not hitting. We thought he was going to hit a lot more than he's hit. That's just fact. I mean, really. And I like him, but I thought he was going to hit a lot more than he's hit.
270, 25 homers. Right. I mean, it's just 101. 20 doubles. I mean, he runs great. 20 doubles. Like those things have to happen.
Then pile up doubles, right? You know what I mean? Like, you run great. Awesome. Then hit gaps. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't need you to hit 40 home runs. That's not your expectations. Your expectations, but everybody told us coming from Miami, this is where the media gets involved. That's the best catcher in baseball. You just got the best catcher in baseball. Can I take that deal back? Like, can I take it back? I know I'm just going to rip it back. It's a move you have to do, right? Just like Schwarber, just like Castellanos. It's a move you have to do to be in the win, right? Totally on board with it. But now it's like, hey, I can't crush ownership. And
would have loved to put that money somewhere else now. Yeah, I agree.
I can't crush ownership for that move because we all make that move.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play hindsight 2020. I make that move. And I make it today too, right? I make it today too. But
yeah, especially when you see how the other side worked out, right? Sixto's been unhealthy, which we all kind of thought and assumed, right? And Jorge's never turned into that everyday guy that he might have or might not have been projected to be. So yeah, you still make the move. It's just, I mean, he's just not been very good offensively, and that's where it costs us the most right now.
What's crazy is he still probably could be the best catcher in baseball, but that's just because the catching is just down as a whole around the league. Catching, like you can almost get his production with a guy that's paid probably half the money as he's made, just because he's not great production, but no one is.
And it's funny too. You look at the system too. Our farm system. When we made that trade, our farm system was nothing at catcher. Now you look at it, and we're actually fairly deep at catcher. When you think of Marchand, who's going to give you the defense, and probably not going to give you the bat, and who knows what this Logan O'Hoppe is, but I know he's homered in 5 straight games down in Double-A. Right, but what does he become?
I don't get crazy with that, but I hear you.
I get you, but at least
Dylan Cousins,
we're deeper at catcher than we were when we made the trade, right?
No, true. I still think, like I always say, I know we've talked about this in years past, but guys usually get their numbers. All right, like guys that have been in the league long, maybe not some young guys, but guys that are established, veterans in the league, they're usually going to get their numbers. So I do think that Reese, Kyle, Nick, they're going to start hitting at some point. But like again, we can't just keep losing games. We're what are we? We're 19-22, I guess. We would have been 18-24, 18-23 if we lost today. Like, well, we should have lost. Like, I mean, fucking, we gotta start winning some games. We gotta put together a nice little win streak here. Get something going because this is getting ugly.
Well, that's what I was saying. 8 out of 10.
Gotta get something going. Yeah,
10 out of 10's asking for too much. So I mean, like 8 out of 10. Can we go 5 in a row? Right? Can we start with something small? See how it feels.
Can we
get back to 500? Can we get back to 500 over the next 2 weeks?
The Braves? That'd be nice.
Yeah. Now, of course, the Braves are like healthy again. They're like, Acuna's back. And there's no chance we'll sweep the Braves. So you can mark that down. No fucking chance in hell. I'm hoping they don't sweep us. One thing you can take away, like we said, though, is besides Ranger, who just can't. Last year, Ranger was pinpoint accurate. He can't throw strikes.
It's not entirely his fault. It's not entirely his fault. I ruined Ranger.
You had to
I ruined him.
Well, that's probably accurate.
I went all in on Ranger, like preseason, like, you know, bold predictions, breakout star. Yep.
Wow. Unreal. You think you know somebody, you know? This guy. This fucking guy.
You need to put out like a public service announcement. Fucking
You should DM him and apologize.
General's Greg's warning. You know what I mean? Like, when you're gonna do that to somebody, send that shit out, man. So they have a chance to duck. I mean, holy shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Almost got Milakovic. Jesus. Almost got steppied. No, but I mean, I don't even know what I was saying. I get too high.
Like, you know, like we were touching on. I didn't get to give my opinion, but
yeah, hop in, Sweeps.
I thought
you were on mute for a second.
No, I was talking about Joe. I mean, you know, the whole players thing, and you know, we know. Listen, we acknowledge that at every level. You know, at every sport. You know, that's factual. You know what I mean? It's, you know, the best managers, the best coaches, you know, do more with less. All right. So that's the number one thing. You know what I mean? Then if you have a star-studded team, you know, how do you manage those personalities, those egos? All right. And how do you get those guys to buy in? All right. And then you go to like the in-game stuff. Hey, what kind of adjustments do you make? Whether it's, you know, like I said, lineups, whether it's rotations, you know, whether it's, you know, play calling in football, you know what I mean? Whether it's line changes in hockey, you know what I mean? So, you know, you have your chess match, you have your chess pieces, you know, and the best guys in the world know what to do with those pieces, you know what I mean? And, you know, so when that formula is not working, right? That's why the guy has to go. You know what I mean? It's not that, like, oh, we understand you can't hit for a guy, you can't field for a guy, you can't make the guy throw strikes. You know what I mean? And that's why, you know, you get paid handsomely. You know what I mean? Because you can't cut all 25 guys. You know what I mean? As much as we love to. You know what I mean? You know, my dad says it all the time. Hey, I cut that fucking guy. I love that. I love that mentality. You know what I mean? It's just not how it works. You know what I mean? So the guy that has to go, you know, is
unfortunately.
I get a guy that, you know, I love to see more of that. You know what I mean? If guys, you know, took pride in their job and took pride in what they were doing and, you know, they were looking over their shoulder, maybe they would perform better. You know what I mean? So that's why I love benchings and I love releasing people. I love doing that too. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So the first guy, the guys that are always held accountable is the on-field guys, or, you know, or the on-court guys, or the on-ice guys. You know, those field guys, you know, are the first guys that, you know, to be, you know, have their feet in the fire. You know what I mean? And then you know, because up top always wants to look down, you know, and then sometimes down wants to look up. Hey, what are you giving me here? You know what I mean? Like, you expect me to win with these tomato cans? You know what I mean? So sometimes, and if those two are, if the top and the bottom aren't on the same page, you know, that's when you get a terrible product. You know, so yeah, everybody was excited, you know, especially for this offense. You know, it took, you know, Harp to finally tell Middleton, hey, let's do something here. You know, you better sign Castellanos. So, you know, you're going to piss me off. All right. So he did that. But it was 2 months too, you know, it was probably 2 months too late. All right. Because there was no really any arms left. You know what I mean? And I know, you know, at the time we're like, oh, you know, listen, you know, since it's cheap, you know, you take Brad Hand, he's cheap, you know, like we'll take Familia, he's cheap. You know what I mean? Like,
Familia.
Yeah, I'm saying Familia is what he is, buddy. I mean, like, you hope, especially when you get somebody, you know, that you're not investing a lot of money into. Like, you just hope maybe you find lightning in a bottle. But, you know, guy is who he is. You know what I mean? Like, you have one good year, you know, the rest of his baseball card tells you who he is. All right. So that's, you know, way 1 year is nice. That's great. I don't care if he has electric stuff. The guy's horseshit. You know, and so you knew what that pen was going to be. You know, obviously having getting Sir Anthony back was was huge. You know what I mean? I think they need to take the cuffs off a little bit. You know,
They definitely need to release him. Yeah.
It's been long enough. You know what I mean? So, take the cuffs off him and let him go a little bit. If he's a guy that can give you 2 innings. So you get that depth. If you're getting your starter and get you 6, let him get you to the 9th. And obviously, like Will said, the scariest guy is probably Knable. So I don't know if getting to the 9th.
Not counting Familia, who's a turd.
I don't know if getting to the 9th.
Alvarado.
I don't know if getting to the 9th is the answer with Corey. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to switch it. Sir Anthony's more electric. He had the job here before he got injured. But here we go again. That's when we talk about manager, like a guy that wants to be a player's manager. He doesn't want to step on toes and doesn't, and just wants to go along with the flow. Keeps a guy like that in the role when he has a more electric guy. Right, that's cleaning up in the 6th and the 7th. No, that's not how it goes. Like the last 3 outs are the hardest. You know what I mean? So it should come a time in this season when Sir Anthony gets the ball in the 9th. If it's me, you know what I mean? But it probably.
I hope it doesn't, because that means Knebel keeps blowing saves. But yeah, I could definitely see that.
Well, you know what? And like the one thing, and I think I said it earlier too, about managers is, getting guys to play for you, right? I mean, the biggest thing is a manager, it starts with hey,
motivation.
Can I get these guys to play not only for me, but for the guy next to him, right? And that's so important, and that's creating a culture, right? And that's creating a culture of guys believing in you, believing in the guy next to him, and then it comes down to your feel on the field, right? Then it becomes your feel, right? Hey, what am I going to do with my bullpen? How can I put my lineup together to benefit everybody, right? And then how can I, whatever the case may be, like he did with JT, he's struggling, big time struggle bus. Hey, move him to 8. They're the kind of things I don't have a problem with, right? Because you're trying to let a guy breathe a little bit too, and hope that maybe gets him going. So I got no problem with moving guys when they're struggling big time to try to get them going a little bit, right? So I got no problem with that. I actually think that's a sign of some accountability. Right? Of like, hey, you're not going to get it done. I'll bet you 8. Right? And that I like a little bit. But again, you got to get guys to play for you. And I know at this level, it's easier said than done at times. But there's plenty of managers to do. There's plenty of managers that guys in that locker room, SARS or not, will run through a wall for. They just will. Right? I mean, we've seen Trouty's eyes when Madden walked in a run with the base loaded and Seager up. Right? We've seen his eyes. But that doesn't mean because he looks at that and says, dude, what are you doing? Like, grow up, Peter Pan. That doesn't mean that he doesn't really respect the hell out of the guy and won't run through a wall for him. I don't have those answers. But I'm saying they're playing good baseball, right?
Yep.
So there's something to be said that everywhere. I'm not a big Joe guy, right? Because I think he gets a little bit too analytics, right? But there's something to be said that everywhere he goes, he does seem to have success. There's something to be said for it, right? There's something. And guess what? They might fail like they usually do in Anaheim or LA, wherever they are now, right? And they'll come back down to earth, maybe or maybe not. But like, what success has Joe had outside of one place, right? And they're not trying to like put the
really. It was only early too. I mean, really, he won early when he first got there, which really wasn't his team.
I thought he did a good job with the Marlins.
He did do a good job with the Marlins.
Sorry, that's the other one.
But again, I mean, if we're going to play that card, we can play the whole no expectation card for that as well.
Absolutely.
Like I look at a guy like Dusty, right? Dusty's had a lot and hasn't won it, but has had a lot of success everywhere he's been, right?
And there was an issue there, wasn't there, Sweeps? He got fired, like after a good year, right?
Marlins?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably won too quick.
So something happened.
Yep.
So that's what.
I don't dislike Joe, and I wanted Joe. I'll be on. I'm on record saying that I wanted Joe, but Joe hadn't been good. I know he can't hit for us, but he hasn't been good.
No, he hasn't. So like that's why I agree to the poll, and I think that's why we all agree to the poll, because it starts with him, right? And we all got enough feel and common sense here for all of us to say like, hey, he's not hitting for him though, but there's things he can do to get guys going. So I mean, listen, time's yours as a whole organization, because the season's not over yet. It's far from over, but we can't keep saying that every week, right? We can't keep saying like, oh, far from over, because as those weeks come and, we're getting a Memorial Day next weekend. After that, there ain't no early anymore. right? I mean, you can give me the Memorial Day talking early with me, and I'll buy right into it. But once June 1st hits, it's go time, baby. You better start playing some good baseball, and you better start having some good months. Because if you don't, you're not gonna make the playoffs when they extended it. I mean, that's not fireable.
The biggest playoffs ever.
Yeah, I mean, there should be like 40 manager changes, like around the league for guys that don't make it. Like
every team that misses the playoffs changes managers.
We're gonna look elsewhere.
And this organization should just go right up the chain, right? Like Girardi, bye. Dombrowski, bye. Stanford, bye. If they don't make the playoffs after this year.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like we let a guy like Hector go, and sometimes there's different places equal better results, right? We understand that, especially in the reliever role. All right, but come on, and then we go get Familia. Like I would rather have Hector. I've seen Hector be successful. I've never seen Familia be successful. I'm gonna be real. Like I've never seen some Familia be as successful as Hector Neris has been.
I think he was 1 year, then he got popped for PEDs, didn't he?
Or popped for hitting somebody. He shouldn't have.
Or popped for hitting a woman.
I mean,
I think that was after that.
But you know what I'm saying? Hector's had good years. He's had them. We've seen it. We bitch and moaned about Hector here for a while, rightfully so.
Hector Neris is a wet fart. I don't want to.
But again, it's the role he's in, though, right? It's the role he's in.
I don't disagree.
I don't think he's closing in Houston.
Who would you rather have, Wills?
No, he's in like the 7th for him. I think I saw him in
which
the
is a
other night.
completely different role.
Who would you rather have, Wills?
No, I agree that I'd probably rather have Hector, but Hector's time here was done. It was worn out.
Probably is, but I'm worn out. My time here is done. So I mean, for everybody. We say for everybody. I'm not crowning Hector Neris. I'm just making the point that like, if you put a gun to my head, I'm going to take him over Familia. I've seen enough of Familia. I mean,
yeah, I probably would too.
So like they didn't do enough at the back end. Like Sweep said, they did little things that make you say, "Oh, it's better." Like we keep talking about every year. Of course, it's going to get better compared to how bad you were the year before.
You were historically bad last year. Of course, it's going to be better.
They couldn't get any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fake year that they had, that was 2 months long. I think they had an 11 ERA or something.
Yeah, 2020 was awful. Last year was like, bad, better from 2020, and you can only go up from those 2 years. You know what I mean?
Shane, let me say this, Shane.
I just see Dallas get a rebound.
There's nobody more critical of Bryce Harper than me, probably, through his whole career playing baseball. But I mean, come on. I mean, there's guys I'll take jabs at. He just ain't the one right now. Let's be real. He's just not the guy I'm gonna go smoke. I mean, there's one thing you have to understand about him too, is he's not, and he's never gonna be a rah-rah, right? It's just not his style. Right, and guys have different styles.
Oh my God! Oh,
makes sense, and that's not giving the guy a pass. He's a different style. He's not a rah type, right? He more goes about his business, right, and works hard and works and leads by example on how he goes about his business, right? So as much as I can be critical of him at times, today ain't the day. Today ain't the day.
Yeah, we got a lot bigger problems than him.
Yeah, he's the least of my problems.
Maybe, just maybe he's asking like team wise for what? You know what I mean? Because I can't imagine that would be an individual, an individual question towards Harp. You know what I mean? Like, but if you want to ask me, paying all that money for what? Like team wise, you know what I mean? And that's like I said, I'm not going to roast him. I'm just saying as a team concept. You know what I mean? Like, there's still a lot of years left on the contract. So, obviously we'll see how as the world turns, we'll see we'll see what happens. So, but maybe he's asking about that, but I doubt it. I think that's.
But who would you rather have signed?
That's probably a firm shot. Yeah, no, absolutely.
My question, not to you, but to him, would be if that's the case, then
yeah.
Well, then
you got to spend the money somewhere.
You want me to answer that one?
Who is it, Mike Trout? Because obviously that's a yes, but he wasn't going to leave Los Angeles.
You know who I wanted?
Who, Machado?
Yeah, I wanted both.
But Harper's been better than Machado. But Machado's had a very good year, though.
Not
a very good year.
Hasn't. You had ties to Machado, right? You get
listen,
both.
I like Machado. I would have taken Machado.
Say it again. You go get both. It's not about getting one. One just means I want to sell tickets, right? One, and that's what I'm saying. All the money for what, Shane? All the money because ownership just wants to sell tickets. and he's
jerseys.
he's an attraction. But if you really wanted to win right then and there,
And hair ties.
you would have went and did both. Jimmy, here comes that. I'm not saying Machado's better. I'm saying that you got to go get both. At the time, I'm talking about a Gold Glove.
Yeah, I mean, if you're telling me both, sign me up for both. Of course.
Let's not forget.
Nice. I'll be over here skiing for both. Let's go.
The one guy's a Gold Glove third baseman too. Like, let's not take that away. Not saying Bryce isn't a really good defender, but the other guy's a Gold.
They're both. I would say Machado is a plus defender.
But I mean, we're splitting hairs, saying who's better offensively. But
honestly, though, Alec has played pretty well defensively since the early mishaps this year. I will say.
I'm mad about it, but I could have Alec Bohm playing first base and traded Reese from some arms, right? I mean, there's other ways you could have went about this if you did have both, right? So, I mean, listen, that's my point. It was all a ruse from the beginning. It wasn't stupid money. It wasn't stupid money. It was a way to draw us in, and they did. Because once Harper came, we felt like we were closer to being a postseason team.
Yeah.
I still think Reese is going to hit, but my God.
But even if he does, Willie, I'm hearing you, but I'm not saying that he, whatever. Nobody has a crystal ball. But, for anybody, either in management or that's been around baseball forever, to think that, 8 or 9 guys are always going to hit is out of their fucking mind. You know what I mean? So you don't need that. You don't need that much. I'm saying, you love to have it. It's just not realistic. You know what I mean? So if you get 6 guys, 6 bats that you're like, hey, I got 6 thumpers here. I got 6 guys that can, they can move the runners and give me some productive at bats and all that good stuff. And then you move a guy, like you said, for pitching and bullpen pieces. You know what I mean? Even if it's not even if you don't think not saying that, oh, it's because Reese sucks. It's maybe you just, you could have got 2 pitchers. I don't know. Sometimes we always talk about being creative. You know what I mean? You got Stott where you get a young guy, let the young guy play. You know what I mean? And we know that obviously, to your point, the Bomber's been much better since his early struggles. You know what I mean? So once they let him go and they left him in there, he's been a fixture over there. So, he's obviously, to his credit, great job by him making adjustments. But he could have been over at first base had they, like Tom was alluding to, you know what I mean, if you had made the move. And I don't know what you could have got for Hoskins. Who the hell knows? I don't know. You know what I mean?
And sad to say, but we miss Didi right now. We miss his bat, at least. Stott's played well in the field, but Stott's not hitting anything. I'm excited for Moniak to be back. They're saying he's right around the corner, right?
Yeah. As expected, Wills with Stott.
I know. I figured. I was hoping.
Yeah. I didn't really expect him year one. I mean, if he played say 158, I think it would look better.
That's my point. My point is when you got a guy, when you don't have room for somebody, then it's tough for a young guy to develop. If you put him in the 9 hole and let him play all year, let him take his licks. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because he's a good defender. All right. So now the more, the more ABs you get, 400, 500 bats in the big leagues. Yeah, you're going to see what a guy, not only what he's made of, but he's going to be able to, you see if he can make adjustments, and you can see what the guy's got instead of yo-yoing the kid around. We know he hasn't been good offensively, but if you plug him in the 9 hole and say, hey, listen, you go play short or you go play third all year, go ahead. Here's the keys, kid. That's what other organizations.
I'd love to plug guys in certain holes all over the place.
That's what other organizations do. You know what I mean?
Or how about this? I mean, this might me be
I'm right with you. Though, Sweeps. Absolutely.
This might be me being a little crazy, but that you're I don't know. I mean, before a Harper injury, go, dude, if I'm trying to get the guy at bats, and go put him in left field. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. If you got a log jam somewhere and you want the guy to stay in the big leagues, right, and you want him up here, then you do it for a year. It's not going to kill him. You know what I mean? It's not going to end his career. I know we say, oh, well, it's tough and mentally, and I understand all that. I'm just saying if you don't want to yo-yo him, that's a way if you didn't want to yo-yo him. But now your DH is taken up by Harper. But I mean, there's ways to be creative, like we're talking about, and I haven't seen the creativity. And if you really wanted to give him the keys to the castle, which you're in win now mode, I get it. But if you really wanted to give him the keys to the castle, maybe you move Didi for some type of arm. I don't know what you're going to get. It's like we say with Reese. I don't know what you're going to get. But, there was one point in Reese where, his stock would never have been higher.
Found that?
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Analytical nerds
pretty high.
Baseball love on base percentage, and I like on base percentage too. But like they really drool over it. You know what I mean? Like they lick it up. They lick it up. They'll lick it right off your grundle. Okay, so let's be clear about that. So his value is gigantic around baseball. I'm not telling you you're going to get an all-star closer. I'm just saying like it's good enough where you're going to get something in return that's legit. That's legit. How legit? I don't know. They might come here and fucking stink with our luck, but you're going to get somebody at least that's not familiar. That's not Brad Hand. That's a guy who can legitimately come in and get you out. Imagine if he wasn't healthy. I mean,
maybe we just stink at picking guys because like Taylor Rogers.
Well, no, we definitely do.
Taylor Rogers, who leads the league in saves for San Diego, was just available. The Twins had him and didn't want him, and I think they send Paddock to him for him, and Paddock's he fucking stinks, and he's out for the year already. And Taylor Rogers is killing it. Like I don't know, maybe we just stink at like fucking identifying pitching talent.
Yeah, and Reese's value too, up until probably this year, was he was under control and cheap, right? I think this is his last year of arbitration coming up, so he's not as cheap. And then someone potentially has to, hopefully not us, re-sign him with an extension. Prior to this year, he was under control and cheap because he was still under arbitration.
Yeah, which gets you a little bit, which opens up your playing field on what you can get back. I mean, listen, it's just we talk about it when you don't draft well and your farm system isn't good enough. I don't care what anybody says. It affects you getting to your main goal, which is a World Series and winning one, or at least just the playoffs, right? So you haven't gotten that. You made what it seems like some better picks over the last maybe 2 years, and maybe Mickey could come back and hit like he was hitting in the spring, and start to feel better about that selection, right? And maybe he can bring some life to an offense, right? I don't know. Like we're looking for things now, right? Yep. And maybe some stability to the black hole in the Bermuda Triangle that is center field here. Because like as much as like we joke about it, the guy was my son when he was on fire. Guy flat out stinks. So I mean, as Sweep says, stinks out loud, and that's being nice. So I've had enough of watching it, and I had enough with it. I was done when you brought it back again. Like stop it. We've all seen it. Like if you would have did it 2 years ago, you bring him back. We all understand we all thought the guy could hit enough at this level, right? But now we witness that hey, this guy ain't about adjustments. This guy's not about nothing. And when he's cold, he kills you.
How does it get to the point where he swings?
That was your first signing. It was Familia and him. Were your first two signings of the offseason.
Yeah, that tells me I want to win.
He literally swings at everything.
He swung at a pitch between his legs. It's never been done. like you couldn't find that.
He got 5-hold.
It looked like fucking Little League. You
take save and abuse.
If you're go watch, visit the snack stand at your local fucking Little League, pick up a hot dog and fucking fries, and watch a game. You won't see a fucking one of those kids swinging a ball between their legs. It's fucking unreal.
No, yeah, you go watch
those hot dogs and fries are probably delicious too.
Big league.
Special. Yeah.
Those Little League stands had the best hot dogs and fries.
I'd love to stop and grab a special right now.
I mean, I'm a fat pig. I mean, what do you think I mentioned it? It's called a special. Hey, Don, go to bed early.
I can't wait till my nephew's playing Little League so I can do that. Because now you do it without a nephew there, you just look like a creep. Can't pull that move off. Gotta wait till the nephew's playing.
Right. All right, Don. Good night, buddy.
See you, Don.
Getting up.
Don, peace, buddy. Yeah, it's not a good look. The guy that's just hanging out there. I just felt like getting a hot dog at a Little League stadium. Yeah, no nephew or nothing playing. No, not related to anybody. Okay, keep an eye on that guy.
Now that he said that.
Okay, eyes on that guy.
Now that he said that, I'm never gonna stop. Like it's gonna be like I'm starving. I'm like I can't even stop. I can't even stop.
Oh shit.
Or you just yell out, "Come on, Jimmy! Come on, do it, buddy!" Everybody's like, who's he now? Who's he with?
Adopt a kid for a hot dog and fries. Sponsor a kid for a hot dog and fries.
You know, like we sleep. I know you say it all. I know you say it all the time. Yeah, I know you do.
The fighting Milakovic's.
I like to say this. I know you do sweeps, and I know other guys do, and just from playing sports, like, you know, I always hated losing more than I liked winning, right? And
of course,
and at the biggest level, you wonder that sometimes, like, you know, with us, like the way we played. I know guys want to do better. I mean, I think Reese threw a trash can around today. Is that true? Is I see that right?
Well, he definitely grounded into a bad double play,
Hardest
and then
thing
he tried sliding into first.
He what?
And then tried sliding
all week.
That's good.
First, like, I understand a fast guy.
The head first slide in the first.
It almost like he stopped. He got slower.
Honestly, he wasn't going to make it anyway.
Hold on. Why was it not talked about the first 11 minutes of the show? I'm crushing JT on base running, and nobody wants to mention that. I just
wait. JT. Wait, it was Tommy. It was first and third. I'm
looking right at you, Bri. Keep everything on the same playing field, because 3 years ago, anybody slid in the first, it was the first message coming from.
Oh, it's a terrible move. I hate that move. You know, I hate that.
A little bit of Reese guy. You protecting?
I am not protecting.
Whoa.
You know I like Reese Hoskins, but that is a terrible. First off, it's been proven. It's been proven multiple times by God knows. I know sports science did it. Tons of people did it. You go slower when you head first slide, and not to mention that you constantly get hurt when you do it. So you're a double fucking moron for doing it. It's a double fucking moron move. So thank God we won, because it's a double fucking moron move. Thank God JT decided to jump off third base after being safe, because that's a triple fucking moron move. So he won up you.
It's one of the things I teach when I'm teaching base running in my camps. I tell kids, hey, when you're watching the Olympics, let me know, the last time you saw, the Jamaican sprinter slide across the finish line. Just call me up. Say, hey, coach, man, did you see that? Did you see that Usain Bolt, man? Right to the finish line. It was incredible. Yeah. I can't believe he got the goal. I said, make sure you call me. Keep me on speed now. Call me. We don't slide in the first.
I love that. You use that line. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fake muscle.
Yeah,
you're not even close.
I like it. I might have to use that one time. I'll give you credit. Don't worry. I'll give you, you know what I mean? We'll get video credit here, but I might have to use that one time. I mean,
fake hustle, correct?
Yeah, it is. And you know what it is? It's not only stupidity. It's a lack of baseball IQ, right? So it goes back to IQ. Like, how much baseball IQ do you have? Like, who taught you the game, right? Because, like, I see too many guys do it at this level. Like, you're just naturally gifted motherfuckers that have no clue about the game of baseball. And that's what it comes down to.
And I like the fact that he's fucking pissed off, but guess what? You better be fucking pissed off. That's a huge spot that you just ground to a double play right there.
And it was a weak double play.
Like you said, there's only.
I thought he was going to beat it out because it was a weakly hit ball.
Yeah, and the only
trash can throw though.
The only time it happens, the only time it should ever happen is when you're avoiding a collision. Guy goes high, you go inside. You go inside, just and then you can still get your hand stepped on. To Will's point, what I mean?
You would pay a lot of money for you to tell a kid to go fuck themselves. I don't know if he's going to do that, but it depends on the money. I mean, if you can set him up for the future, I mean, I think it might be the first thing he does.
Go fund me, fuck off. Fuck off.
You get that to $1.5 million, he's in.
Oh, the Mavericks are killing me.
You get it to $2 million, I'll tell 5 kids to go fuck themselves.
Oh, 5 spot.
It's great.
Maybe to some other kids.
Can we handpick the kids?
Yeah. But this game's a close game. Obviously, Western Conference Finals. I took. Not that anybody cares who I took, but that line was weird and almost made you say, "Well, you should take Dallas in this one because Warriors are getting +3." Nope, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Dallas has a freaking sensational player in Luka. That's all they have. They can't
hit open three to fucking save their life.
Listen, it's hard to beat this team now. For the teams that are left standing, it's going to be a tall task to have to go beat this team. I don't know who beats them. Somebody can. I'm not saying they can't. Like, people are like, well, Boston, I understand. Or Miami, I get it. No, come on.
I can Golden State's win it all.
They got the experience, and they are loaded. Like I think we forget how loaded they really are.
And they're a walking 10-0 run. They shoot so many threes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's like they could be behind by 7. Oh, they're not playing well. All of a sudden they're up 3. What the fuck just happened?
That's exactly what happened, buddy. Half hour ago, they were down 8. He hit 3 triples. They were up by 1. I said, "What that just happened? What just happened?" I mean, I woke up with my face absolutely sewn to the carpet, like Eddie Griswold.
Yeah, I mean they're up 9, and Jordan Poole is 2 points.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Poole's like not in this game right now.
So much firepower.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we plays there, and he's a scorer,
and they play defense.
And listen, a lot of them do too. I mean, obviously we know Clay, how great a defender.
Yeah, like Steph doesn't really, but Wiggins, Clay, Draymond all play defense.
Wiggins, I will give credit to. Wiggins really bought in. Credit to him. Right, credit to him. That's also a little tough, but bought in. Like you said, plays great defense.
He does.
And it's fit in to being able to score in his role, which is so important. We know, right? Because there's only so many balls to go around. And there was a meme I saw the other day. I think you guys probably saw it, but it was a picture of Eddie Murray, and it was Eddie Murphy. Sorry, and it was like KD when he sees Jordan Poole took my spot or something like that. Because he's delicious, and he's a guy who's a homegrown deliciousness. Like, you know, worked his tail off, G-Leaguer. And obviously when you play with guys like that, if you want to get better, you can go get better.
Yeah, go and get open looks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
boys.
and honestly, Tommy, about Wiggins, so true. You know what Wiggins is? Wiggins is what we want Toby to be. Seriously. Guy that gets his offense and plays great defense. He's what we want Tobias to be.
Listen,
somehow he's been shooting well from 3. I thought that Andrew Wiggins couldn't shoot when he was at Minnesota.
Everybody shoots there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just rubs off.
It's like in the Bay Area up there. I mean, look at Gate. He got 100 wins last year. Everybody shooting.
It is full circle, though. You know, not that you were alluding to that, but it's like when there was talks about Wiggins coming here, we're like, oh, we don't want Wiggins. And I'm not saying I did. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying it's like at this point, that's how desperate we are. We're like, oh yeah, we'd love to have Wiggins.
Fucking sign me up for a wig. Sign me up for a wig.
We're like
I'll take a wig.
Yeah. Give me anything.
I'll take a wig.
I thought you were going to bed. You can't come back. You can't say goodnight and then come back.
He was saying the game was over. He said goodnight to the game.
Ah, see, that's why I said I thought the guy had to get up early. Jesus.
Well, another guy you can never count out of a game is Luka too, because he can go off for a quick put them on his back and go off for a quick 10-0 run too. So
the thing is, they're doing what's smart though. They're doubling him and they're leaving the guys open, and they're just not hitting any fucking threes. They missed a ton of open threes. Reggie Bullock, I mean, make a shot, grab a rebound, do something with that hair.
0 for 5,
something
0 for 7 overall.
I got Miami in the series, Don.
I got Boston, Don, but I think it's going 7.
It's going 7 for sure. But I just think I think Miami's the better overall team. I just do.
If it's a tight game 7, I would think that Miami would win it because of Butler. But
it'll make me feel a little bit better too.
Bullock with another boulder. I mean,
it's unreal.
Anything Steph puts up goes. It's incredible. I mean, it's like shooting in the ocean.
Stop passing the Bullock.
I mean, Steph just driving around on a kayak. Steph just drives around on a kayak and
he's pulling up right now, sweet.
He throws it in the ocean. It's like shooting in the ocean. My goodness, must be so fun to be delicious.
It must be so fun.
Yeah. You want to come back and just be that delicious.
Like,
he has to be out of bounds.
I can't even get that hot on a Fisher Price.
How is he not out of bounds?
I can't even get that hot on a Fisher Price net.
I think he was, because if not, he took a judo chop to the face.
Jesus Christ.
I think they called him.
Happening?
They definitely called him out because Lucas just chopped his face up.
Boys, listen. I feel like I tried to leave it all out here for this for my little time here. I don't like missing 2 weeks in a row. I got a little stipulation in my contract here at A2K that you can miss it 1 week, but you never miss 2 in a row. And so here I am. I feel like I'm a fried turkey. Currently,
I feel like you've missed 2 in a row.
Wow.
No. When?
I mean, there was a month-long trip at some point, I think.
Yeah, how many shows?
We're not going to cancel them, though.
How many shows did I do down there?
I don't remember.
No, I was on every week. Don't you start.
I have no recollection of it. I just remember that it took a month-long trip.
Yeah, you just care about the trips. All right.
To the turkey point, you do look a little like Newman in that one episode.
Oh, you are dark. You are dark.
Breadcrumbs. Yeah.
One of my kids is like, Coach Sam, you don't got your hat or glasses on yesterday. I'm like, listen, I'm like on a beach chair over here. I'm looking to get fried up. If I'm out here, I might as well get as much color as I can. We're not talking about
it's an intentional foul.
Because I get so dark my first time. If I go glasses and hat, I look like an asshole.
And you never catch up from it.
I'll never catch up. So my first soak, which was today or yesterday, my first soak of the year, I'm just holding the hat and sunglasses in my hands. I'm just holding them. So, I mean, my first soak of the year felt good, though. Felt good.
I mean, that's got to be intentional foul, right?
Look again. He hasn't done anything right. He hasn't done anything right. I mean, Will's just asked him. He just asked him, like, hey, can you do something?
MB.
He decides I'm just going to bear hug a guy.
Yeah.
I'll leave you with this. DBF. It's a great name. I just found you guys. What is A2D? Give me a background here. Well, it's agree to disagree. That's what it stands for. Started it 8 years ago. Just looking to be, one show, and here we are. So welcome.
And there's shows every day. Check them out.
Greg, and you're able to end the broadcast, right? Because they gave you a button. All right,
Yep.
Good. You guys enjoy yourself.
After the sweeps the block, I stayed off the button.
Yeah. Well,
for some reason, I thought that just happened. That's
I'm going to go past that because I really got nothing left in the tank, guys. Thanks for listening, Rand. I appreciate you.
Mavericks can use you. All right, good night, buddy.
See you, brother.
Peace, Tommy. You got a crumb?
Oh, yeah, JT. Let's go back. Listen to the first.
Yeah, I was going to say, no need to elaborate.
Nothing else to say. Little League base running. I got no time for it. You can go 0 for your next 40. I got no time for that. I know how hard it is to hit a freaking baseball, okay? But the easy shit I can't have for Mr. He's so fast, right? He's so good on his legs. Then be good on your legs. Find the baseball. You're allowing that trick to play on you. That means you're not a good base runner. That means you're not focused. I need JT Realmuto to wake up, or I'm shipping him back, and I'm just asking for Alfaro back, who stinks. All right? So don't make me. That was one of my sons back in the day, too.
Yep. Former kid.
But I moved on. Listen, there was a lot of former kids inside the Phillies organization because we were praying for a year.
Yeah. I told you, Tom. It was prayer sessions. God. I hope this guy's good.
My favorite kid of them all isn't even here anymore.
JP.
The only one who could play.
He's winning Gold Gloves in the middle of nowhere.
I want to know what happened to him because he was playing great. He missed like 3 games with like a back thing, and now he just can't hit a baseball.
Yeah.
What's happening? He was hitting like 390. Now he's at 260. I'm like, what happened?
I'm raking with him in the show. I'll tell you that much.
JT and Harper are going to block 18.
Come up in fantasy, Will. So I didn't know it was that much of a drop. There you go.
It might not be that much. He might still be at like 300, but he is dropping. Like
I got a little bit of Greg rubbing off on me.
I won't say another word about JT Realmuto. If he doesn't, we've witnessed this because we're hard on guys, and we've been blocked by many divas.
Mm-hmm.
We're followed by Harper. JT and Harp both follow the program. All right. As long as there isn't a block, I'll leave you alone. Because that means I know you're not a diva. I know you're not a diva. Just don't be a diva. Like this happen on the field. I get it. All right. Slumps happen. Don't be a diva like Jalen and Benjamin. Probably soon to be Harden too. All right, boys.
No, I would hope so.
We're gonna leave it.
Wait till we pay Harden.
I don't know if the quote was real today, but there was a quote saying like, I took the last 2 years off from scoring because I was fatigued. You're fatigued for 2 years? Okay, that's interesting. You're going to see next year the real James Harden come back. I'll leave you with that. I don't know if it's true. Somebody Google.
I'll tell you. I know that they're gonna pay him, and it's gonna be the end of the Sixers. There it is. That's the nail in the coffin. As soon as we pay James Harden, it's over.
Greg, I don't want to be Jordan Davis 26. So please Google that for the people out there. See you, boys.
Peace, Tommy. I need the Dallas Mavericks to get back in this fucking game.
Did
I
he
have
really
the Mavericks
say
in the under. I don't know, Greg.
I'm
But
trying to find out. I'm trying to find it right now.
wouldn't surprise me. Would
What
not
was it?
surprise me.
A Harden quote? What is it? A Harden quote?
Yeah, saying
Yeah.
that he hasn't played for 2 years. 'cause he
Something
was
along the lines that he took
'cause
the
he was
last 2 years
tired.
off of scoring, and the next year we'll get the real.
What are we? Is he going to get? He's going to get the ability to jump back because I think his biggest issue is he doesn't have any lift anymore. He can't. He used to be able to get inside.
He had no burst. He
He used to be able to get inside and go by guys, but he can't do it no more.
Of course, great statement when you're trying to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Take $10 million.
That's a don't pay attention to what I did the last 2 years comment.
Yeah, take the league minimum.
Still pay me. Thank God someone hit a shot.
Take the league minimum. Go for the league minimum. I dare you, and then tell us how good you're going to be. Love to see that out of you.
Yeah.
I want to do a deeper dive on that, but
Listen, it sounds like him. Sounds
like something he would absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like something he would say. So I mean, sure, get in there, Bertans for Wilson.
Oh my God, you guys are both in front of me.
Did you parlay them with the unders, or you just take them both straight?
No, I got Dallas -3 and under 217 together.
Oh, you might be all right. You know, I mean,
I need Dallas to come back and win. Obviously,
not the Dallas part, but the 217.
No, it's definitely going. It's definitely going under. I knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my Lord.
Edmonton just won 4-1. That series been incredible.
Who?
The Edmonton-Calgary series.
Yeah, I saw 4-0. Curry again.
The one game was like 9-5.
Yeah.
Curry is unreal.
Unreal, but it's sick.
People are trying to tell. I used to, I actually want them to win just to because I've been saying forever, like Steph Curry to me is, I can put him like top 10. Everyone wants to give me shit about that, but he's not bad if he hits this. I'm leaving. Okay. I was going to say.
He did it, yeah.
I'm done if he hits that.
No, but you're not too. I don't think you're too far off top 10.
For me, Greg,
it's like the game.
I mean, it's three rings that everyone shoots threes now because of him, and he's the best shooter of all time. I mean,
yeah. And he changed the game.
Yeah, literally, everyone shoots threes now. I don't even know what an inside game is. Neither does half the NBA, by the way.
No, I don't think you get an argument. And usually, I'm the the dinosaur of the group. So my top 10 sometimes is very different from others. You know what I mean? But when you said that, I think a month ago, I was like, and then I'm like, it's not outrageous. It's not a hot take. You know what I mean? It's like if he lands this plane this year, you know what I mean? Come on.
I don't think it's even arguable if he lands a plane this year.
Yeah.
I think then you're like, okay, yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah. No, I understand. Absolutely.
Yeah, you take LeBron's spot in the top 10. Boom.
I'll tell you what's pretty awful is that I didn't realize that we haven't made we've only made one. I mean, I guess I realized it, but it just didn't click in my head. So I saw like the little meme that's been going around that the Sixers have only made one Eastern Conference Finals since Dr. J left. I'm like, wow.
And that was obviously Iverson.
That's a long fucking time ago.
Wow. That's
I mean,
crazy.
Dr. J left in 87, right?
Well, Iverson.
Well, yeah, I'm
that
saying
was the only one.
we've only made one.
Yeah.
One Eastern Conference Finals. One Eastern Conference Finals. That's not even the NBA Finals. One Eastern Conference Finals since 87. Since Dr. J left. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Insane.
That's crazy. You should fall into fucking 2.
Yeah. Major market. Yeah, absolutely.
It's insane. It's really insane.
Absolutely.
We're cursed. Yeah. And this is sad to say, but I don't see us getting there anytime soon. I really hope I'm wrong, but I think we're going to pay James Harden. It's going to be it. That's it. That's a nail. We're looking for when that coffin closes, and there it is. Boom. There's the nail.
I guess the only saving grace is that other star that Morey's bringing in, right? What does that look like?
Yeah, right. I'll believe that when I see it. I think our only saving
100%
grace is
with
we
you.
need Tyrese Maxey to be a superstar. I'm not talking about he's a very good player right now. We need him to be a superstar if we pay Harden.
Yes.
Like superstar. And yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
The last thing you just said was that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was talking about. Obviously, tongue in cheek, I was saying, "Oh, I dare you to take the late minimum." Okay, I understand that, but there's no reason that you can. And I know you won't because people say, "Oh, why you should get," just like Pat Bev went on TV the other day and said he deserved that money, for past performance. No, dude,
Not for us.
Not for
past
us.
performance, us.
Come on, that's not how it works, right? We don't need a $48 million facilitator. If that's what you are nowadays, all right, because your body's broken, you got no lift, you're in poor shape, whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever excuse you want to say, old age, father time caught up to you, whatever. If that's it, then you got to go like the 10 million. You want to be a $10 million, $15 million facilitator. All right, that's fine. And and you have Embiid.
Imagine how tough that is. They only 10 mil.
And would you have Embiid and Maxey, as your stars, and then you got money to sign other guys, to maybe find some junkyard dogs, which we said we've been missing, since this whole thing has started. You know what I mean? We don't have any of those guys.
We definitely need some strength for sure.
We need some junkyard dogs.
We definitely do. I'm 100. Listen, I heard some Marcus Morris talk. I would love Marcus Morris.
Yeah.
Marcus Morris is the kind of guy that I would like. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say though that I just don't know. I know there's talks of another star. To me, that means that you have to move a max contract. So you have to move Tobias then, right?
Yeah. More likely.
How do you move Tobias? That's the question. Because I don't think there's a big market for Tobias out there, especially making max money.
Yeah, no, and I think that's why the whole outrage and concern over not including Tyrese Maxey in any deal was had this last week, right? Because it's almost to the assumption that either to get that other star they're going to want Maxey, or in order to get somebody to take Harris, you're going to have to include Maxey. And then now Morey, of course, has come out and said Maxey's untouchable, which fine, you know what I mean? Good, but he better turn into a superstar then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows what this next one? Obviously, the one we've heard before is Bradley Beal, but again, what is that still? It gives you a little bit more scoring and more shooting, definitely, but I still don't know if that 3 gets you over the hump.
The fuck? Listen, I love Bradley Beal. How do you get him?
Yeah.
I think he's a free agent because he declined. It would end up being a sign and trade, and we would have to then. That's where we would give up Harris.
Yeah. Okay.
Giddy up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, where do I sign for that one?
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill Toby, but where do I sign up for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then you have
I like Toby,
Beal
but I'd sign for that.
in your backcourt. Where's Maxey fit in? Maxey go to the bench?
You just go a little smaller, Yeah, I guess you could, but you go a little smaller. You know what I mean? Because Beal could probably play the 3. I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Honestly, I would put Maxey on the bench.
What nights? Yeah, we could run the second.
Doesn't mean he still can't play a lot of minutes. You know what I mean? But I'd like him to run the second unit.
Yeah, good second unit, absolutely. So.
I'd like him to run a second unit that maybe he's in at the end of the game, kind of like what Golden State does with Jordan Poole. But I think we're severely lacking on the second unit. So if we got Bradley Beal, this is all hypothetical, obviously. But if we got Bradley Beal, I probably would run Maxey second unit, and then I would try to bring in a Marcus Morris type to be that where Tobias, to fill Tobias's role type deal.
Yeah.
And I love that name, Marcus Morris. I don't know how true, I don't know, but I mean, he's a Philly guy, so I know he would love to sign here. I don't know if there's actually, interest on both sides. I'm sure there's interest on his side.
Yeah, I'm sure there's always interest in coming home to play.
Can we get a rebound, please? Someone get a
Dagger.
rebound. No way.
Yeah.
Greg, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up. Shit. How's that happen before? I'm
Bullock's
behind over
wide
here
open.
too.
Someone passed the ball. He's wide open.
Please don't. He's not in the game. Thank God. Would be the best thing that happened for him was him getting hurt.
Or you could trade. Oh, look at that Brunson. Look at that Brunson. Trade Joel for Brunson.
Yeah, that was a Greg take, I think, earlier this week. Joel for Brunson. And I don't get me wrong, I like me some Joel. Oh, come on. I like Joel Brunson, but let's calm down, Greg.
Yeah,
let's
let's
pump the brakes. Greg.
I was not serious.
I know you weren't. He's a Villanova guy. Greg loves him some Nova. I'll tell you what though, I would fire Doc and hire Jay. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Rick.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
No, Jay
Jay Wright. Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Rick Brunson. I'm like, I know Rick Brunson too.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna take
Does he
Kansas
come
High
with?
coach.
Does he come with the Wild Wagner Jr.?
Wagner comes in.
Check, please. Better than Bronny.
Shit.
But that's that. No, Jay's an interesting name. You're good. You're right there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would be a fan of a Jay Wright grab.
I mean, is he trying for that last hurdle? I mean, he had the keys to the castle, man. Why would you ever leave?
I think
you
he
realize
doesn't want to coach, right? But I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go somewhere, right?
I just think he realized his pool at Nova was drying up. I don't think he was having the greatest recruiting class, and then with the likes of the team that he got to the Final Four with this year, I mean, I think that was probably his best coaching job of his career. This year's team,
tremendous coach. I feel like he does it with less all the time. You know what I mean? It's not that shit on his players. He's not like he doesn't have
No, you're absolutely right.
Doesn't have it's not like he's walking around with D3 guys. You know what I mean? But like, I can't imagine that he's in that his recruiting classes are ever in the top 10. Or the top 8. So to me,
there's been a few, but you're right.
Yeah,
I think the one with Brunson was maybe his best class.
Yeah, and Brunson, in theory, was supposed to be a one and done, and he stayed all 4 years or at least 3 years.
No, for sure. You know what I mean? So,
but I think he was losing. Obviously, Gillespie was gone, and then a lot of those guys were juniors and seniors that I think we're all looking to at least leave or go transfer somewhere else. So,
the transfer, the NIL now, the transfer, it's a Wild West right now in college with the transfer portal and the NIL. It's crazy. People are transferring all over the place. Everyone's
in all sports.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Don, he's going to be my Crumb. So I don't know how much longer we're going to go, but if we're if we're going to go, I'll start it. Yeah. For me, it's Nick Saban. I mean, I don't care. First of all, with the back pedal, I don't care. You want to take shots. You do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But careful when you throw. When you live in a glass house. Careful when you throw boulders. You know what I mean? And Jimbo wasn't happy about it. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. And I'm not saying who. He said. I don't know. I'm not fact checking. I'm not going back to do all this stuff. But I mean, he took a headshot at him. And then he wanted to, then he's calling him and he's trying to backpedal.
Oh my God.
Joe Bucks, interviewed him yesterday, and then he had to do
it was funny.
He had to do a retraction, had to do it like almost not had to, but he made sure he try to do a retraction. It's like, hey, listen, and stick to your guns. I'd have more respect to you if you're gonna stick to your guns, but you're at Alabama, like your recruiting classes are pretty good. Nobody's gonna cry for you, buddy. That's not, what I mean. But the one thing I do agree with, and we've said it all along, that we said it on our shows way before. I'm not saying that Saban didn't have the idea, but we've said it on the show a month ago. Like we talked about, to us, this is dirty pool. This is I don't know what, if they don't figure this out, we were on our show when we talked about it, we were saying, how can Texas not be how can Texas not take over? You know what I mean? They got all this oil money. They got all kinds of alumni, you know what I mean? But you see USC's doing it. Like how dirty that is. You know what I mean? You get a guy, the Pittsburgh receiver's an All-American at Pitt, and he gets $3.5 million to go out west. You know what I mean? It's sickening. It's
insane. It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Dion can claim all he wants that he doesn't give that guy money, but Dion, is associated with Barstool. He
works
signs
for
NIL
Barstool.
with Barstool. I mean, let's be honest. That doesn't take hard to fill the blocks.
Yeah.
Dion. I mean, come on now.
And,
So I mean,
yeah,
but hey,
just because you don't make $1 million
Deion
doesn't mean
playing
that
the
kid's
game.
not making $1 million.
Yeah, I mean that's Deion playing the game. I get it. It's smart move by him, but
Yeah.
let's be honest. Let's call
I
it.
wouldn't expect the kid to say, like, of course he's going to be like, oh, my mom still lives in the house with 5 kids and stuff like that. Like, of course that's going to be his response.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, just because
everybody
the
thinks-
housing market sucks and you haven't moved yet.
Yeah,
and everybody thinks
didn't mention the clothes they're wearing or the food they're eating.
that's when you know that's when you know something's kind of dirty is when people want to just continue to deny it or hide things. You know what I mean? Like when things are on the up and up, like people will be the first to raise their hand and scream from the rooftop. You know what I mean? But when things are underhanded and things got a little bit of griminess to it, that's when people are like, no, I wouldn't take that. I don't have $1 million to give you. You know what I mean? Like, because they know, like everybody knows that this is bad. This is bad. This is bad for college. Not bad for the athletes. I understand that.
No, it's actually good for the athletes.
I'm okay with the athletes, man. I know that they've been getting I don't want to say taken advantage of, because guess what? There's two sides of that. You also get a free education, whether you want to take it or not. You know what I mean? You get, and there's a lot of kids, in the country, whether it's that aren't in athletics, they would love to get their education paid for. Right. So, there's that part too. So, but I'm not, I agree that they should have been, there should have been some kind of conversation for a long, long time now. You know what I mean? As a former college athlete myself, I know not anything like, a Power 5 or anything like, big time football or big time basketball, you know what I mean? But understand the struggles, as well. You know what I mean? It's when you're practicing, you're going to school and stuff, you ain't got time for a job. You know what I mean? Like, the best we would do is work the parking at a football game. You know what I mean? Like, put a little bit of jing in your pocket. You know what I mean? So, I can get beer and food. I mean, so, so I listen, I sympathize with that. So I would never, crush the student athlete for that. It should got to be right. So there's got to be somebody's got to step in and fix this before because it's already
it's the Wild West right now.
Yeah, it's already.
I'm sure there's going to be regulations coming soon. You would think there's something, but it's crazy right now.
Yeah,
the
I don't know about you
is
guys,
crazy
but
right now.
I didn't think it'd be this scale, right? I thought they'd make a couple grand, maybe a couple $100,000. I didn't think it was like recruiting was going to turn into landing millions and millions of dollar deals. Right, like they're pros. You know what I mean? Like, cool. Like the athletes get their money because you're right. Sweeps. You didn't say it. They've been taken advantage of, right, for forever, and rightfully, and get your money. To be honest with personally, I didn't think it was going to be this scale. Yeah, right. Same thing. I thought it would be a couple grand, couple $100,000, maybe. Over the life of your career in college, maybe you get to the mill, right? Maybe you get to the $1.5 million if you stay 3 years, 4 years, but I didn't think, we'd have full recruiting classes because let's face it, Jimbo Fisher is not a great coach. So he absolutely had to pay for him. So you get and rightfully so, right? Like as you said, you got the oil money.
I just didn't think that it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like the top players, a couple of the top players here and there would get like NILs. I didn't realize it was going to be the top 7 guys at every fucking school, and they're like, oh, we're going to go over here. Yeah, top 10 guys over there get $350K NIL. All right, let's go over there. I mean, listen, if I was a student athlete right now, I'd be doing the same thing. Well, I could stay here at University of Buffalo, have a good season, or go to USC and get $350K and hang out in Southern California. I mean, to me, it's an easy fucking choice. It's not tough. I'm not a smart guy. It's a fucking simple choice. I can make that decision.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's not a level playing field right now. Is all we're saying, really. It's because it's totally it's tilted to the people that have the big money in the backers, the big alumni.
Yeah,
it's totally tilted.
And Ted, real quick, I do like Frank Vogel as a coach. I don't know if I'd replace Doc with Vogel, but I do think Frank Vogel is a better coach than what he was dealt in the Lakers.
I love me some Frank Vogel.
I mean, Frank Vogel's a good coach. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
I mean, he won that fake championship that they won, but he's a good coach.
Yeah. All those good years in Indiana. I thought
he had Indiana playing really well for a long time. Yeah.
That goes back to my point earlier. You know what I mean? When you do more with less. I mean, like sign me up for guys like that. You know what I mean?
Don, I'd probably go Reggie Bush. Who would have made more money, Reggie Bush or Robert Griffin? Or he says
Reggie
or
Bush.
Tavon Olsen. I
Reggie
think Reggie
Bush.
Bush.
Reggie Bush, right?
I don't know Don's age.
He did make more money.
I don't think I've ever found out Don's age, but like if you're close to our age, Reggie Bush was like, I understand he didn't have the pro career that maybe a lot of us thought he was going to have, but dude, I never seen a more electrifying college player in my lifetime than Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was insane in college. Insane.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Oh, he was electric.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Rocket Ishmael. I mean, I'm older than you guys.
I remember Rocky a little bit.
Youngin.
No, I know you know Rocket. I'm just saying, like, Reggie Bush. Yeah,
I remember Kadri a little more.
I agree with you, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Rocket was something else too. You know?
Like I don't remember. I'm too young. I'm 37 here, but I'm too young for Herschel, Walker, or Bo.
This is a young buck. Don. I'm almost twice your age, boy. Woo!
I don't remember Bo or Herschel. So,
yeah.
Really, to me, is like Reggie Bush is the most electrifying guy in my lifetime that I remember. And there's been some guys that were good. Adrian Peterson was damn good, you know. But Reggie Bush was a fucking different level in college. Right. He was crazy.
No, you're not going to get an argument from me. I mean, because anytime that you can go to the house on a handoff is incredible. You know what I mean? Like from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like they could be on their own 5 and run a sweep to Reggie and he'd take it for 95.
Oh, right? And he was just making guys miss, breaking ankles. He just had a different gear. Like guys, you would think, it's like he was playing like D2 guys, but he's not. He's playing Stanford and shit. But like, dude just had a different gear. He just was going. He made everyone else on the field look slow. And he had some good years in the pros, a couple good seasons. He had a couple. I think he had a 1,200 or 1,300 yard year with the Dolphins. But he never was what we thought he was going to be. But college career, there was no one as electrifying as Reggie Bush at USC.
Yep.
No, agreed. Will's got a Crumb?
Yeah, I wasn't here last week, so my Crumb is pretty simple. I wouldn't. That's right. I forgot we were completely off. Yeah. So I'm going back like a week, but it's the Suns, and more importantly, it's Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. I just don't know how you can go down, how you can be the 1 seed and be down 40 in the third quarter of Game 7. To me, you're the best team all year, and you're down 40 to a weaker opponent at home. Game 7. That's a slap in the face to all the leaders on the team. That's why I named all of them, and the coaching staff, really. But that's just disgusting. I know they didn't play well, and you can say, they didn't play well, that's why. I don't care. You can't be down 40 at home in Game 7. That's fucking insane. I couldn't believe what I was watching last Sunday when that was going on. That was crazy to me. So to me, it's Phoenix. It's the Suns. What an awful way. This is a stench that might stick with Phoenix. It's a stench that might stick with Phoenix. I'll tell you that. Because that's an awful way.
Clay thought he had help and just let Bertans go.
Davis.
Game 7 at home, it's a disgrace.
Yeah,
absolute disgrace by the Suns. Absolute disgrace. And none of them showed up. Booker was dog shit. Paul was dog shit. Ayton was complete dog shit. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And then they stopped playing them too. You know what I mean? Like you can get money minutes. He was bad, but I know he didn't get a lot of minutes. But I mean, when Luka had more points at halftime than your whole team, it's like, wow, that's right there. There's there's your meme. There's your stamp on that game right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
My Crumb, and I may catch some heat, not from you guys, but I may catch some heat on this one. The story about Bellinger throwing the ball to the kid, and then the old guy taking the ball and not giving it to the kid. Listen, the guy's a dickhead, right? You get a ball that's thrown to a kid. Give the ball to the kid, right? You're a grown-ass man.
Oh.
However, kid, catch the damn ball. Hit you right in the glove. Catch the ball.
I didn't even see it. So
there's this whole thing going on and how everyone wants to bash this guy for taking the ball. And rightfully so. He's a dickhead.
Wow.
Right?
Hang on.
Absolute clown.
Yeah, finish your talk. Watch this dunk after. Oh, my God. Could we get Wiggins, please? Watch this dunk.
Oh, good night. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord.
This looks better from the side.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Did
wow.
they give him an offensive foul? Because I hope so. As a guy that bet Dallas.
Excuse me, Dallas PD, we got a body. I think they did call a foul. Offensive.
He cleared. I like it. That was a monster dunk.
Luka Doncic is dead.
I thought it was fake. I'm like, dude.
Luka is dead. But no, I mean, like you said, first and foremost, the guy is an absolute dickhead for taking the ball from the kid. But the kid missed the ball, right? Like, I don't have a foul ball or a home run catch to my name because I haven't caught a ball or been in an area to catch a ball.
So what you're saying is that you would have kept the ball as well.
No, I would have given it to the kid.
Okay.
But again, we don't want to put onus on the kid. The kid's a 10-year-old kid wearing an A2000 Wilson glove. That means that you know how to play baseball or you know how to catch a baseball. You don't have a $300 glove without, knowing how to use it. It's not like you got your dad's old mitt.
Not necessarily.
I hear you.
Not necessarily.
But, all the signs point to you being able to catch. You turn around, you have this reaction, and then everyone wants to go on social media blasting the guy. And again, I get it. Should have given the ball to the kid.
You're just a curmudgeon.
But
Yep.
how about we just make sure the kid catches the ball?
Signs point to curmudgeon.
Just catch the ball.
Make sure you give out your email address so you get crushed. All right, please.
Yep, there you go. You know where to find me.
Let's revert all emails about this to at Greg Milakovic.
You know where to find me.
A2D mailbox.
I couldn't believe it. Every time I saw the plate, I'm like, just catch the ball.
At Uber Creep. That's awesome.
There's something that stuck with me. I
just catch the ball.
Just catch the ball. It's easy. You're sitting there with a glove that costs a lot more money than the seats you had. So let's go.
I thought you were going to go with the. I thought you were going to go with the French golfer. I mean, goodness gracious.
No, the Chilean golfer.
Chilean golfer. I'll tell you what, we haven't mentioned that today, but wow. Talk about shitting in your shoes, and right down your leg, shitting down your leg and into your shoes. Did you see the finish on the tee shot? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It's like he never swung a club before. He had to be up there.
So
he had to be shaking, dude. It was heinous. What an awful finish.
I mean, look, Charles Barkley looked like he was a PGA Tour Hall of Fame. That finish,
unreal. And then he proceeds to go. Let's go over the green, and then we're gonna chip. We're gonna chip off the green.
I mean,
wow. I actually felt for him. I was like, this is ugly. This is ugly.
It was just like a real life tin cup. I was like, somebody tell this idiot. You don't have to hit it from there.
All you got to do is bogey, and you would have been in the playoff.
Ted. There's no reason to make Greg's life miserable. It's already miserable. He needs no more miserableness. He's already there. Don't worry. He's there already.
He definitely pushed off. I mean, that's an oh my god. Oh yeah, from the side it looks even. This looks. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
Oh good. That's
good. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I don't know. I mean, to me, that's a dunk. I don't know. I don't know if that's a foul.
We caught a body. Luka might be dead.
Yeah, they counted it. Yeah, Luka's down and he's down. I don't want to put that juju on him.
All right. Anything else? We got anything else? All right, here we go. Real quick. I do want to get this.
Big week for the Phils.
Big week for the Phils. Yeah. Wheeler Davidson on Monday. Gibson Freed Tuesday. Suarez Morton Wednesday.
We'll never
and Nola Wright on Thursday.
And Morton starting to throw.
Oh. You would think we would think we got the better of the matchups on paper.
We'll see. Let's just hope. Let's just go out and win 3 or 4, huh? Can we do that?
That would be nice.
Gibson Freed, so you lose. That one's not better.
Yeah. I guess half.
Who
Right?
is
Suarez
And right.
Suarez isn't pitching well, but Noah's pitching
Wright's
well.
having a good year.
Listen, you know.
Jesus,
I mean,
Brunson, what was
I
that?
want Noah to be the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm with Noah. You know what I mean? But Colin Wright's been fantastic, so that might be a push for me. Like we're just
Yeah.
we were just talking paper. You know what I mean?
Sure. So I guess maybe it's not as nice as I originally thought it was.
Wheeler, you know what I mean? You might 1-1 with a push. Who's Ranger going against? I don't know.
Charlie Morton.
Yeah, that's them. So it's you know
It's at what? It's
2-1-1.
2-1-1. Yeah, 2-1-1.
Yeah.
So you got to steal one, right? You got to steal one of them.
Yeah, and that's just
Wiggins again
with his left. Oh my God!
Oh my Lord!
After we talked about him earlier, we'd love to have him. Love to have him.
Then he's D'ing up Luke. Oh, that's such a. I hate the NBA. I absolutely hate the NBA.
Fantastic defense.
This is why I watch hockey. I just can't watch the NBA.
It's just when it's what it is. It's like when they feel like calling that foul, Greg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that happens every play. Yeah. That little body contact right there.
Yeah, you got to be able to get up on a guy.
Man. And Wiggins is a great. I understand that's when they touch him with both hands, but I mean that's like incidental. Like there's like it's supposed to be when you touch with both hands it's a foul, but that's like when their bodies come together, that's like an incidental both. It's not like he's like grabbing him, like come on, man.
Don just killed me right there.
But that's what they always say, like, oh, well, he touched him with both hands. Like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? The guy backed into him, like let him play a little bit.
Don, I'll bring some homemade mac and cheese, man. My wife, she can crank that out.
Oh, I do love me some mac and cheese. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, it's fantastic, buddy. No, I hear that. I hear the jackass up there just rumbling and stumbling. Probably eating the remote. Every.
All right. Well, we'll get out of here. I know we're rolling
Dallas
out.
is gonna kill me because this game's fucking over.
Thank you all for joining us. Tommy was here earlier. Every Sunday we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. 2 locations, Cherry Hill, Burlington. You can find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Let them know the boys at A2D sent you. Yeah, that's all I'm taking care of. For Nick DelGozzo, for Brian Wilson, for the Mr. Thomas Arnone, no longer here. I'm Greg Milakovic. Thank you again. You guys drive the show. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Reggie Bull, go 10.